welcome to day one of Overcoming Procrastination Challenge. Today we're looking at why we procrastinate, and I'm just going to share my screen. So give me 1 second. There. Oh, I want to still be in it too. I'll keep it right there, and I think that will be good. Now, I'll just click over to the first page. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I came up with this idea because I think it's something that all human beings, first of all, struggle with, but especially entrepreneurs or people that are like looking to achieve their goals or achieve something. There's a lot more that goes into procrastinating than meets the eye, and that's why I really wanted to share with you my experience and just kind of all the stuff that I've come to realize when it comes to procrastinating and how to overcome it, because the faster you learn how to overcome it, the faster you'll be able to achieve your goals that you've been working at. So I'll start by saying my name is Kylie Howe, and I've been working online as a web consultant, web developer, marketer for about 10 years now, probably more. But this past year, I've started working on my coaching business, which has taken me longer than I am proud of because I had a lot of inner issues that I had to figure out before I was able to kick myself in the butt and stop procrastinating. So I'm also an expert in procrastinating. I've been doing the inner work, like I said, around why I procrastinate, and it's amazing how many things have come up that I didn't even realize that were there or was one of the reasons. I had, my surface issues, like not enough time. I'm a mom of 2, so taking care of them, but really that was just surface level. When I started digging into the actual reasons why, things started to unfold a lot faster for me. So I knew it was either to stick with my ways of procrastinating or to be stuck forever, or to learn how to overcome procrastination once and for all so that I can accomplish my goals. I have way more ideas in my head than, I don't know, probably just like you probably have tons of ideas in your head and you just feel like you're never going to finish any of them because you can't even finish that one goal that you're setting out to do. So yeah, I want to finish and accomplish my goals, and that is why we are here. So go to the next slide. But before, some reasons why you might be procrastinating. There are many different reasons why one might procrastinate. The first thing that you have to do is figure out these reasons for yourself. So right off the top of your head, try to think, why do you think that you procrastinate? It could just be the first thing that comes to your head, first thought. And then the next step is to look and see where these reasons might have stemmed from, because it could have stemmed from your childhood, it could have stemmed from a past experience, it could be more than what you think it is. Is there something deeper to it? Is there a belief built in from your childhood or another time in your life? So before I go on, I want to read this quote. It says, "Some say they procrastinate because they are lazy. Others claim they do better when they procrastinate and work best under pressure." So let me know if you think that you procrastinate because you're lazy, or because you do better under pressure. Now, I remember as a high school student, yes, I would leave some projects to the last minute because I did work better under pressure, but I really don't think that was the case for me. Lately, these later years of my life, it's because I say I'm lazy, but that's the wrong word to put in my head. So if either way, we're gonna dig down to the real issues and see where there is. Sorry, can't see my notes over here. Okay, so the first one I have on here, which And there's not just one reason why you might be procrastinating either. It could be more than one of these reasons. It could be something else that's not even listed here. The first reason that we're going to look at here is fear, because it's probably the number one reason that people procrastinate. Even if you don't think that it's you, the average person, fear's got a big part to play in it. So for the most part, our reasons for delaying and avoiding are rooted in fear and anxiety about doing poorly. So, or like being able to do well. It's kind of a sense of loss of control. You might fear that you might look stupid, or you're having your sense of self or self-concept challenged, and it's not comfortable. So procrastination is a great way just to avoid these feelings altogether. I'm not going to go too much into how to overcome these today, because that's what we're going to look at in day 2, is overcoming procrastination more, and I'll have tips on how to deal with each of these issues. But right now I'm just kind of going to be laying it out for you so that you can, think about it for yourself and see where you can relate. But yeah, when you set out to do something, like even today, me doing this video, hosting this challenge, I have a lot of fear around it. Like, what if I look stupid? What if I'm going to be judged by those who see it that know me, or judged by strangers? What if I don't succeed and it just fails? And, we just have so much fear based around stepping out of our comfort zone and doing something that you wouldn't normally do, that it's just better to stay comfortable where you're used to shining your light. Like, I like writing. I'd rather just write instead of showing my face on video. But because I have a fear of failing, and also a fear of just, like I'm saying, a lot, or just different tendencies that I know that I do. So I try to just avoid video altogether. But really, you're not going to get good at anything or get more comfortable with something unless you do it more. So fear is something that you've got to overcome, and is probably one of your main reasons for procrastinating. And then I also have feeling tired, no energy, which is a great excuse. And let's face it, life is busy and we do get tired a lot, especially if you fill your days with a lot of things to do, especially when you have bad weather like we've been having here right now where I am. But yeah, so feeling tired, no energy. It's a great way to say, okay, well, I'll wait till tomorrow when I have more energy and I'll do the thing then. Another thing is not being clear about your vision, which is something that it helps. Sorry, let me find my spot. It helps having a clear idea around your goals and your why, because then it kind of helps you focus more and know where you're going. It's like, if you just start driving in the car and you don't have your destination, your GPS, you kind of just get lost and don't know what you're doing. So you might just take the back roads and make your journey longer than it has to be. When really, if you know exactly where you're going, you can put in your GPS and it tells you where to go and it shows you the shortest way to get there. So not being clear about your journey your vision is a big thing. Lacking self-belief or not believing in your value. This has a lot to do with mindset. So the last two things, not being clear about your vision and lack of self-belief, is something that we really dig deep into in my mastermind, Small Steps to Clarity. I got another page. Here's some more. So other causes of procrastination are sometimes you feel overwhelmed by how much there is to be done. And I mean, you're human. You look at every single step you look at the whole process of what you have to do to get to that end result, instead of just focusing on that next step that you need to do, or that next part of the journey. And instead of enjoying the journey, You just sit there and think about everything all at once, and it overwhelms you, and it's just easier to plop down on your couch and turn on Netflix, or to do something else other than focus on your goal. Another one is thinking you need to do something more first before doing the thing. So an example of this is how I don't have a professional microphone. As you may tell, like, the audio's not perfect. And I was thinking, oh, well, I really should go buy a microphone before I film this challenge. And then I just realized, I stopped myself. I'm like, wait, that's just going to delay the process a lot further. I'm going to have to research what's the best microphone to get. I'm going to have to figure out which store to go to or order it online and wait for it to come in the mail. But really, it was just my fear, trying to delay the process of getting this video and this challenge up to you because I don't have a professional sounding microphone. When really two of the biggest people that I've learned from, one girl has a course that's made her multi-millions of dollars. And I noticed in the first 4 modules, maybe first 3, she didn't have professional microphones. She didn't have, even professional cameras and stuff. And like, she's come a long way now, but she just started. She didn't procrastinate, start filming that. She just filmed it even with the microphone. Even another one I know who's a big YouTube, who's big for teaching on YouTube. She started out without even a camera, and she just used natural light from her window. And she's doing quite well without all these things. So sometimes we really think that there's something else that we need, or something that we need to get done first before doing what we really should be doing. Does that make sense? So the next thing is, again, kind of what I touched on earlier, not knowing the next steps to take, which can be a big thing, because when you are just kind of have an idea in your head of everything that you need to do and you don't know the next clear step that you need to take, it can also become overwhelming, and it can make you lose your focus and just kind of, start scrolling online for no reason and forgetting what you were looking for. So it's nice to have it mapped out and know, okay, on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing this for my goal. On Thursday, I'm going to be working at this on my goal. So that is also something that we work on in Small Steps to Clarity, and also a process that I take my clients through when they work with me. And it just makes things so much more clear-cut, easier, and takes out the overwhelm and the confusion from everything. And this next one is sometimes procrastination. So sometimes you're procrastinating because it might not be the goal that you want to be working towards. It might be what you think that you want to be working towards, or it might be what you've been told that you should work towards, but it could be out of an alignment with what you stand for, who you are, or maybe you've evolved from it and you want to pivot to something else. So for example, I have this business with a partner, and for the longest time I would procrastinate with stuff because it was out of alignment with what I truly wanted to do. And so I dragged my butt because I had to be considerate of my partner's voice too. So posting stuff to social media or online in general, I'd have to be considerate of their voice. Also, when I'd have potential client calls, I'd have to consider how they would handle it. And it wasn't my authentic self because I was so scared to, portray it differently, which is why one of the reasons I started this coaching business, because I get to talk about my spiritual beliefs and practices and how they've helped me with business. And it's what lights me up. And since I'm working towards something that lights me up more and gets me excited, I find myself not procrastinating as much. I mean, I still do at certain things, or for certain things. Obviously, I'm human, and it's a practice, just like anything else. It's not just like, oh, yay, I've overcome it, it's done. I still have to do the work. I still have to take the steps that I need to take in order to really get in there. But working towards something that feels aligned to me, it makes it so much easier. But yeah, so I hope that helped. And then I just have other here. So if there's stuff that you can think of that you could add, or anything that I haven't touched on, feel free to. And I'm gonna get to the homework in a second. But first, before the homework, this is gonna be a part of your homework, but I didn't include it in a slide. I'll just switch it over. So with the homework, I want you to choose one thing to do in the next 24 hours that you've been procrastinating. Not a big goal, not something that's going to take you hours to do, but something that would take you maybe 30 minutes tops, but something that you've been putting off. It could even be like flossing your teeth. It could be taking out the garbage that you keep saying that you're going to do tomorrow, or it could be folding the clothes. Anything. It could even be like, oh, I've been meaning to reach out to people online. Just go send one message to somebody that you would like to work with in the future. Just anything that you can think of, just one small thing, and I want you to do it in the next 24 hours. And tomorrow I will tell you some tips and give you some information as to why training your brain to do stuff like this will help. And since it's a challenge, I want it to give you something to accomplish within the next 24 hours. So go do that whenever, figure out when the best time is for you, set that time, and then go do it. So homework for today, getting clear on why you procrastinate. The first step is awareness. Let me just set this up. Okay, first, to overcome procrastination, you need to understand the reasons, which is what we've been talking about today, the reasons why you procrastinate and the purpose it serves your life. So don't even just look at why you think that you procrastinate, but also how is it serving you? You can't come up with an effective solution if you don't really understand the root of the problem. So that's what I mean by digging deeper, which is what some of these journal prompts will have you do in a moment. As with most problems, awareness and self-knowledge are the keys to figuring out how to stop procrastinating. For a lot of people, figuring out how procrastination protects them from feeling like they aren't enough. So, like we were saying earlier, if you have a fear around something, procrastinating helps you avoid that feeling of feeling like you're not enough. Because if you don't actually complete the thing, then you can't actually fail at it. So you subconsciously, your patterns are helping you fall into the familiar unproductive procrastinating habits. There's this article by 2 psychologists who have helped many people overcome procrastination. It's called Mind Games Procrastinators Play. And it states that understanding the hidden roots of procrastination often seems to weaken them. So just knowing our true reasons for procrastinating makes it easier to stop. Okay, so which leads me to the homework for today, other than that other piece of homework I already gave you. Okay, so the first question is very powerful, and it's just, why do I procrastinate? Which is something that you might even know right away off the top of your head, and you might not even have to journal on it, but I do suggest still journaling on it. I already asked you this in one of the slides before, but now you saw the list and might have got your thoughts going a little bit more, or maybe there's something that wasn't on the list that you can think of. But journal it out and see what comes up for you. And then the next question is just going in a little bit deeper, and it's, why can't I start now? And I didn't include all of these on here, but I'm going to include it in the replay email, or not the replay. It should be included in the email that I sent with this video. But why can't I start now? A lot of the times you like to put, like I said with my mic example, that was going to be one of my examples. Why can't I do this video yet? Because I don't have a professional microphone. My audio is not going to be the greatest. Or sometimes you think, why can't I start working on my goal? Well, because first I should be finishing my task that I'm supposed to be doing for my 9 to 5 job or something like that. But we're going to get into tips to overcome this type of thinking tomorrow. But today it could help if you write this out. Why can't I start now? And then you can also ask yourselves, what do I not know that I need to know in order to start? What do I not have that I need to have in order to start? What circumstances need to be in place that aren't in place right now in order for me to start? Whose support do I not have that I need to have in order to start? And this could be a big one. It could have to do with your fear too, where you don't have the full support of somebody in your life, that you tend to procrastinate the goal that you're trying to achieve because you're afraid of how their response to it might be. So just stuff to think about and journal on. And then the third one is my procrastination actually a sign that I need to rest? And you may discover that you've been pushing yourself too hard, and you may discover that you do actually need to rest, and it's not a sign procrastination, but you're about to burn yourself out and you're overworking yourself, which means that your next step then is to rest and is not to work on the thing that you've been procrastinating on. Now listen to me clearly, this does not mean you're procrastinating more by putting rest first. It is always important to put rest first. And you'll discover that you actually do need to rest. You need to allow yourself to rest as well. Because if you're beating yourself up over doing nothing or not being productive while you're trying to rest, you're not resting. You're just beating yourself up, and that's counterproductive. So if you're going to rest, just schedule it in if that makes it easier for you, and just know, okay, I'm going to go lay down for an hour, and then I can, have more energy to actually do the thing that I need to get done. So don't just rest if you actually need to rest, okay? And then this next one is, what am I afraid will happen if I start and finish the thing I have been procrastinating? So this is an interesting question to explore, because sometimes what we're procrastinating on is not the task or project itself, but instead the potential outcome for finishing that task or project. Are you avoiding building a social media presence for your business because you're afraid no one will like or engage with your content, let alone follow you? Are you avoiding doing one chore because you think that doing that one chore means that you're going to have to do all of the chores right after? These are the type of questions that are important to engage with and answer, because they'll often lead you to a limiting belief. And here's a hint. The thing you're afraid of is the thing you believe is likely to happen. I believe no one will like my content or follow me, so why get on social media with my business? I believe that doing my chores is only worth it if I do all of them in one go, so I can't just do one at it right now. So that's just a limiting belief that you're putting in your mind, but that's not the truth. And most of these beliefs end up making you feel bad for some reason, or bring on a negative feeling. So I believe I'll feel bad if I do this thing, so I will not do it in order to avoid feeling bad. But then you have to sit there and question yourself and kind of switch it around. Are many things worth doing difficult and or challenging? Yes. Does that mean it can feel bad to be doing them? Yes, it can. But you know what else is also true? Doing difficult and or challenging things can feel engaging and are more likely to put us into the flow or into the zone. Once you get started, I guarantee that a lot of the times you get the momentum and you'll want to keep doing it, especially if it's something that you're passionate about or that you really want to achieve. So we know this, and yet there's that limiting belief. I believe I will feel bad if I still do this thing. And it holds us captive, kind of, and it holds us in a place where we just procrastinate and don't finish the thing that we want to do. So what can you do about it? You can challenge that limiting belief. You can sit there and rewrite the story, and if you can't get around one analogy for it, then start small and work your way up. Like, it's possible your social media will go viral. So instead of saying my social media will go viral, you can say it's possible, which is a better feeling thought than what the, well, my post won't go viral anyway, so what's the point? So go with the better feeling thought. Or it's a certainty that doing only one chore today is not only okay, but it's enough. So changing your limiting belief to know that, hey, if I just clean the far bathroom today, that's okay. I can get to the other bathroom tomorrow or another day. Just start with that one small step and you'll get a lot further. So you can use these journaling questions to kind of get to the bottom of why you're procrastinating, as well as switching any limiting beliefs that come up for you around. But yeah, that is all for today. I hope that it helps. And tomorrow we will look at tips and information about overcoming procrastination. But feel free to share. You don't have to share your journal or the piece of paper that you're writing on. But if you want to, you can share it on social media and tag Coaching with Kai. Or if you want, you can even just take a picture of whatever. And if you had any aha moments during this day one, then share it to social media and tag me, and I will reshare your post. Thank you for joining. I will see you on day 2, which is tips for overcoming procrastination.